I remember a time, long time ago when I was a kid, where after school, I would walk up to my neighbor's house, going through the backyards, kind of feeling like an adventure through the woods, to get to his back patio, and I remember we would duel with our Yu-Gi-Oh decks. Long time ago in elementary school. That feeling of adventure and fun and excitement is still something I chase today. But it's a lot harder to chase that feeling of childlike wilderness almost. The closest thing I have come to is when I travel. So, where did I travel to recently? Well, as the title of this video may lend you to believe, I went to Nationals. It was a ton of fun. I definitely didn't get as much footage from Nationals as I wanted, but I got to meet a ton of people. I got so many photos. I got to meet Gage, Ruggles, your Yu-Gi-Oh channel, a bunch of other people. It was so much fun. We got an Airbnb, and let me tell you, they had the perfect dueling tables I've ever seen in an Airbnb. It was so much fun. We stayed up probably a little late for that first night, practicing, getting, testing in. And all we did was side events, right? We didn't have national invites, but it was close enough that we wanted to kind of go see if we can make a last chance qualifier and then go do side events after that. For anyone wondering, I did 3 side events. I did 1 last chance qualifier, I did 1 regional flight, and I did the 3v3 on Sunday. Last chance and regional flight, I went 3-1, and then the 3v3, we went 1-1. What deck did I play? I played Lunalights. I like rank 4 shenanigans, and it had fusion obviously. The new towers is so strong that I really wanted to play Lunalights. I also liked the design of the deck, like the literal card art of the deck was cool to me. So I wanted to play that deck. And again, I went 3-1 in 2 events and then 1-1 in the 3v3. But that's okay. Let me tell you, nothing felt better than getting to this venue full of thousands of people. I mean, what was it, 2,800 players got their actual invite on day 2, but I mean, there was probably, a mixture of that many people throughout the whole weekend, probably 3,000 people, maybe a little more, because you got to imagine there's people like me and my friend group who went and didn't actually get their invite from the last chance. Meeting all those people and getting to see this kind of atmosphere was something I've not felt since I kind of traveled for Smash events. And I gotta be honest, it was a ton of fun. I'm glad I went. I'm glad I did it. And I really want to do it again. Yu-Gi-Oh's looking a little weird though, as in like kind of what they're doing to Time Wizard and all this other stuff. I'm not the biggest fan of, so who knows how often I'll actually get to go to these bigger events, but it was so much fun. Now, to gush about the people I met, again, I got to meet Gage, the absolute sweetest person on the planet. I'm biased though, but he is so nice. Ruggles was incredibly kind. Just kind of talked to me about YouTube stuff, kind of his thought process on how he makes YouTube videos. And I hope to implement some of that. Again, I really like his YouTube videos. I like Gage's YouTube videos, even however infrequently he posts. It's always a treat to watch. And so getting to talk to them, even for the small time I did, was more than memorable. I'm very happy I was able to do that. And thank them very much if they somehow see this. Now, big thing about traveling, right? When you're a kid, you have this endless energy to do things and explore. And so when I travel, I try to maintain that energy to where I don't focus so much on the Yu-Gi-Oh event. I focus more on traveling to the area. So with Indianapolis, we explored Indy a little bit. Not as much as I wanted to. I should have explored more. I had the chance to, but I didn't. Very exhausting travel, so I kind of had to get used to that. But it was still a lot of fun to explore the little bit of Indy that we did. And next time I go to a big event, definitely going to be exploring more of the city on that Thursday I get in and the Friday. Yeah, so like I said, we got in on Thursday night and we left Sunday night. So we had a long time. Not everyone can do that, I understand. Again, I'm very happy with my job and the fact that I can do that relatively casually. Really nice. But if I ever do a trip like that again, I think that's the way I want to do it, is kind of go on, depending on how far, travel Thursday, travel Sunday, maybe travel Monday. It depends if I have to fly or drive or what all I have to do. So even though it was only, 3 to 4 days, getting to experience that feeling of, walking up to my friend's house, knocking on his door after school, and getting to just sit down outside and play some card games was such a good feeling, and I got that when I got to travel. I got to travel with friends who I've made ever since coming back to the game, who are super kind, super nice, super giving, and I couldn't be happier. You know, I had a fantastic weekend, and I hope I get to travel more with them. I already have got to travel a bit, but I'd love to travel more if we can all, manage it. And yeah, man, it was so much fun. And I really genuinely look forward to when I'm able to maybe do it again. But looking at the time, I actually got to get ready for tonight at the local. We're taking a special deck. We're not taking Lunalights tonight. We're taking something I've owed myself to actually compete and complete and try. Something Jesse Cotton has put a video out a long time ago about, and it's time I finally take these to the local. So with that, let's get going. So everyone's got to have their trade binder. I have a trade pile. As you can see, I've got a bunch of trades. We'll see if I can get rid of any of this stuff, Who knows, but, we got some Kagaris, which are going to be good for Yummy. We've got these, which are crazy right now. So, yeah, we got a little bit of trades. Let's see if we can get any trades in tonight.